Hello, YouTube. It is currently 6:19 a.m., August 12th, 2025. It is Tuesday. Um, Monday was pretty okay. Light work, no reaction. But when I woke up though, I don't remember the dream I had, but it was long. Like it was like a whole movie. Like I had experienced like the entire day, like an entire life just there. And then I don't remember when I went to sleep. I think it was around 2 in the afternoon or somewhere around that. I um what did I do? I woke up and it was 8:13. So I immediately went to go and put on my work uniform and whatnot and left around 8, I think, like 8:40ish, and then actually no 8:45. Yeah, I remember it was 8:45 when I was out, and then when I went, it was around, I want to say, like 8:55, 8:56 when I was in the break room getting my stuff and clocked in a minute early. I would normally like clock in at 9 o'clock on the dot, like we're supposed to. Because they normally don't like it when we clock out, or I mean when we clock in early. But that was back when I had a manager code, so they would clock in around on 8:40ish. Um, but after speaking to one of the managers, one of the things that's good news is that so the what was it? The direct deposits starts. It officially starts for me on my next paycheck, which will be on next week, which I'm happy about. And I actually get to find out why it wasn't doing it in the first place is because they didn't have it set up at the time and they didn't have it available. And so it was kind of like a situation where I believe I'm butchering it, but you said something along the lines of since the paperwork and everything wasn't set up, you would say uh, because if one person gets it, everyone has to get it. So because everything just wasn't ready at that time or it wasn't working properly, they wasn't able to do it. So the only real option was to get a check the old school way. um, Not that I was complaining though, because I didn't mind riding outside listening to music, but now I don't have to do that anymore. So that's cool. But the difference is, and I think I said this in one of my older videos that I don't, because I always say I don't go outside unless I have to. I would either be to go to work or to get my check on payday. But now, since I have the direct deposit, um, I can just go to work, which is cool. And I'm honestly thinking about getting a second job, but I've been if first let me think. Main thing I've learned from my experience is that it's very likely gonna have to be online because I applied to a few other places before I went to that McDonald's. And one place, what was it? It was this dentist place. It was this dentist. well, I went to the dentist, and it was my first time setting up like an appointment there at the time. It was back in 2023, and um I went and got a cleaning, and I think the owner of that place was there at the time, or one of their vice presidents just happened to be there. I was able to have like a whole interview with them, and so I got clean teeth and an interview that day, but they never reached back to me. And then I tried this other store. I don't either I didn't apply, or they didn't. I don't remember if I actually applied there, but they didn't get back to me. But yeah, I don't remember. Um, and then I tried this phone store. They were high, and here's what confused me. Um, the sign says hiring, but it wasn't that location. It said it was for a different location that it wasn't in that area, which didn't make sense to me, because if you're not hiring for that location, then why have a sign? And it's like, yeah, sure, the company's hiring, but and I get that, but that specific store isn't hiring. So why would you have a for hiring sign for the store you're not hiring? And I can't be the only one that gets confused by that. But it didn't make sense to me. Um then I tried a Jack in the Box nearby, and I was supposed to be there, but that was on me. Um, I was late the 2 training days, and just I realized that it wasn't going to work out, so I just didn't bother contacting them again. But there's this one situation where this happened last year. This guy, he liked my customer service, so he offered me a job at Cox Communications. Um, well, he didn't. It wasn't Cox Corporate, so it was a different. He all worked for a franchise, but I find it funny for anyone who works there, because you have to say Cox Communications, because if you say you work for Cox, and you sound you sound like you work at a gay strip club. but um but no, I was essentially late a lot of the time, but I realized that I essentially got fired from there, and it was during training, and I kind of knew my days there were numbered in a sense. Um, and I was sent, but I sent with all the Ubering and whatnot, I was essentially losing more money than I would have made there anyway, and I don't think I would have been really a good fit. Um, and then recently, a few months ago, I had tried to. There was this company that sells knives. I can't remember. I can't remember the name, but I went through one of their training seminars, and it was like the first. It was supposed to be 2 days of training. The first day, with the things that they're asking for, I realized that I was not going to be a good candidate for them, and I wasn't going to waste their time. So I left on my own accord, um, which left me right back here at McDonald's. So I tried another McDonald's, and this one didn't know if they were owned by corporate or not. The first time I asked them, they said yes. Their website said no. Then they said yes again. Then when I came back like a year and a half, a year later, they weren't hiring. So, what was the name of that company I was selling knives? Oh, I'll see. I'll probably write it down later. But yeah, I'm pretty much like Larry, except Larry kept all his jobs. But we'll see, and um, we'll see what happens. Not just today, but in general, of what's going to happen soon.